spoonful. Glad I got to have my loving spoon. Coffee Blues, good to the last drop. Mississippi John Hurt. He says his favorite brand is Maxwell's House. It's good to the last drop. Nobody agrees with you, John. We love your guitar playing, John. We appreciate the great catalog of fingerpicking music you gave us. But come on now, Maxwell's House. No one agrees with you, John. Nobody agrees with you. I got a joke for you all today, okay? I'm gonna throw some. I'm a comedian now, all right? Maybe we'll get to this song later. I don't know, but I got a joke. So this guy's driving in his car. He pulls up to a gas station, and the clerk's chilling. He notices something in the back seat. The guy's pumping gas normally, but there are two penguins in the back of the guy's car. So the clerk's like, what? I gotta find out what's going on here. He goes up to the guy, goes, excuse me, sir, I don't want to be nosy and rude here, but what's up with the penguins? And the guy goes, yeah. And the clerk goes, you should probably take them to the zoo. What are you gonna do with them? And the guy goes, take them to the zoo. That's a great idea. Take them to the zoo. Of course, yeah. So he pumps his gas. He says, thanks, thank you. He drives away. A couple days go by. Same clerk's chilling at the same gas station. Same car pulls up. And he goes, that was bizarre. I mean, what was up with that guy with the penguins? Guy pulls back up. And now the clerk looks. He sees the penguins. The penguins are still in the back of the car. He goes, what? So he looks, and it's the penguins. The two penguins are back there. Now they got sunglasses on. Now the penguins are wearing sunglasses, hanging out in the back of this guy's car. So the clerk goes up, goes, excuse me, sir, I don't want to be rude again, but I told you last week that you should take the penguins to the zoo. And the guy goes, oh yeah, you're the one who told me. Thank you, that was a great idea. We went to the zoo, and now today we're going to the beach. Get it? And I almost forgot to invite you to the fireside chat. Every Thursday in this casual environment with the dim lighting, you can join a Zoom meeting. And I'll be hanging out with some Mike's Music Method buddies, my internet friends, and sometimes we sip vodka, but we just talk about music and hang out. So come with any musical questions, or if you want to share any knowledge of cool artists that you have, all are welcome. So go down below. Just don't Jeffrey Tubin the group. Calm down. Everyone calm down. So hit the detail button in the description. Come hang out and talk music. First measure, we've got an A chord. Really cool. So our thumb is bouncing from 5th to 4th. But here I'm pinching. So I've got my pinky way up on the 5th fret of that first string. First beat is alone, and then I'm pinching the 4th and the 1st string. Then on that and beat is that same 5th string. Pinch and. Now this is where like a Travis Picker would probably use the same finger. Do the middle twice, do the first twice. In the classical world, you're going to alternate middle and next. And the reason that is because those classical songs really blaze. I can't blaze like that. But if you ever have multiple notes on one string, which you don't that often in Travis, but that's how you get quicker, doing back and forth as opposed to trying to play one finger light speed. You don't have to be super picky either way, just do whichever one feels better, stick with it. So we've got thumb, pinch, and thumb, pinch, and. Then the second half of the measure is open on the 5th, then that pinky goes to the middle finger playing the 3rd fret on that 1st string. So it's thumb and thumb on the 4th. So 5th, 1st, 4th. So all together. And before I let it go too long, remember John Hurt always has these heavy thumbs on that 2nd and 4th beat. If you've seen my other John Hurt videos, you know what I'm talking about, but it's always 1, heavy 2, where his thumb is hitting multiple strings at once to give it that nice rhythmic pattern. Get a little more chunk in there. So the first measure was the pickup, and now we've got the first actual measure of the song, which goes like this. Right off the bat, we're pinching 5th string and 1st. The 1st string's open, but we're playing a D chord. So we have that D chord, but my middle finger is up. And I get the hammer on right at the beginning. So I'm pinching 5 and 1. 1 is open, and I'm hammering onto the 2nd fret. Then it's thumb on the 4th, melody on the 2nd string, playing that 3rd fret. So 1 and 2 and then the 3/4 is just thumb, thumb. So we got right the hammer, pinch 5 and 1, hammer, 4th string, 2nd string. The second F is just thumb, thumb. So all together. Now if you're doing the heavy thumb, oops, sorry. This measure has some tricky syncopation. Same D chord, same kind of hammer-on ideas, but we have thumb alone. Then we're pinching on the 2nd beat with it open, 4 and 1st string. That 1st string being the open, and you hammer down. So we have 1, pinch, and 1, pinch, and. Then the second half of it is 3, and we hammer down. So we have 5th string, 1st string open. Then when you hammer onto that 2nd fret this time, it's that compound movement where my thumb comes down on the 4th string, the 2nd I hammer. So thumb on 5th, open on the 1st string. When I hammer, I also hit the 4th string. So it happens at the same time. And then the and beat of the 4 is the 2nd string. That's that second half of the measure. Thumb, 1st, together, 2nd. Tricky little pattern if you're not used to it. If you've done some other John Hurt, then you're an old horse at it. That's another one of those phrases. What does that mean, old horse? I guess it means you're wise, right? But why a horse? That's degrading to call someone a horse. If you've played these John Hurt songs and before, then you're an old... No, you're not old. You're not an old man, an old horse. Then you're a wise young person, a wise young guitarist. Look at me. I'm coming up with these timeless phrases. People are going to be saying that for years. You're a wise young guitarist. That's just going to be like colloquial speak for... Okay. Anyway. All right, so let's do that whole measure. Alone, pinch, and... It's too hard to talk through. You just got to get it slow and do it. Really slow. 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, let's do the pickup and the first 2 measures together here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Here's a fun little trick. Get a neat slide. So we're just playing an A chord. He's pinching 5 and 1. They're both open there. Then he's pinching 4 and 2, but he's got A flat, and he's just sliding into that A. So pinch 5 and 1 open. Pinch 1st fret on 4th string and 2nd. Then a quick and beat is on that 3rd string. Now this is what I'm doing. I'm using my middle finger, then I'm using my middle again on the 2nd string, because you have to quickly get to the index. Now if you were to do index the whole time, that's a hard... I mean, I can do it, but it's a lot of work for the index to do that quick in a row. So I'm doing middle, index, and then it's just thumb, thumb on 5 and 4. Pinch, pinch, slide, and thumb, thumb. Fun one. Some say Memphis, some say Leland. Let's drink some coffee. I faked it. There's no coffee in here, but my wife made this mug. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this a really nice mug? Check it out. She's a potter. A potter. She makes things out of clay, not pots. She's a clayer. This is a good little trick everyone should learn, going from an A to an A7. We've done this a bunch in other John Hurt songs, but here's just a good example of it. So you've got fifth string, first string with your pinky on the 5th fret, then thumb on the 4th, melody note on the 3rd string with your index. 1 and 2 and the strings are 5, 1, 4, 3, and then it's 5, 1, 4, but you move that pinky down to the 3rd fret with your middle finger. So that's just the ending. 5th string, 1st, thumb on the 4th. So together, remember you want to move that at the last minute. Don't move it with the thumb hit, it's a little late. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? I'm not moving that early. Letting that ding ring out as long as possible. 1 and done. Here we're going to put measures 3 and 4 together with that slide. 2, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. Some funky noise there on my part. I want to get into that slide pretty quickly. Or not quickly, I just don't want to smash anything beforehand. Take a breath. This measure is fairly easy. We just got an E chord. We're pinching 6 and 1. Then we're pinching 4 and 3. Then we have a quick and after that on the 1st string open. Oops. So it's 1, 2, and then it's just 3, 4, which is 6th string, 4th string. This measure is a little bit tricky. We go from an E to an E7, and it took me a while, and I kind of putzed around with different ways to do it. And I'll show you what I've come up with, which I think is a lot easier, because it's actually confusing for a bunch of reasons. So this is what it sounds like. Alright, so this is why it's confusing in one regard, is that our thumb is doing strange stuff. It starts on the 4th string, or sorry, it starts on the 5th string instead of the 6th. Usually on the E chord you start on the 6th, but we're starting on 5. So the thumb pattern is 5, 4, 6, but then 4 is open. So that's already tricky. 5, 4, 6, 4. We've got a 3-string pattern and with a change, and the change isn't on the bass note. And then we've got some interesting melody stuff. So let's break up this into 2 halves. We got 5th string, so 5th string, then open on the 1st, 4th string, 3rd. That's easy enough. 1 and 2 and the strings are 5, 1, 4, 3. Now here is where I would change the next chord. So that's all over an E. And then I'm going to switch to an E7 by putting the pinky down, but I'm also going to lift the ring finger because next time we hit that string, it's going to be open. Now you could add the pinky and then a moment later lift that, which I always encourage you to do to let everything ring as long as possible. But because these are so staccato, it's not going to matter too much that you lifted that finger early. And we're lifting it early because it's really confusing to stagger that pinky and that other one. Trust me, I mean, you can try if you want, but play an E, then switch to E7 by putting your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and also lifting your ring finger. If you're not used to that chord change, just practice that. E, E7, E, lift your ring, put your pinky down, E7. So get used to that, because that's all in this measure here. So we've got that first part again. 5th, 1st, 4th, 3rd. And now the second half of the measure is a pinch on 6 and 1. So remember, I put my pinky down there, lift that finger. I'm pinching 6 and 1. Then it's the second string, my pinky's down playing that 3rd fret, and then my thumb does open on the 4th. So pinch, 2nd, 4th, pinch 6 and 1, 2nd, 4th. So all together, 3, 4. One more time. It's a little easier to do that measure alone, but it's confusing when you're so used to this to then start on that 5th string. Maybe not, maybe I'm just being... Here we got measure 5 and 6 together. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Blah. 2, 3, 4. Don't worry, now we've got a little fun slide. Just when you were getting discouraged, we'll have fun again. So we pinch on an A chord, but we're on A flat for a second. I'm pinching 5 and 2. I'm sliding right away. So pinch 5 and 2, slide, thumbs on the 4th, then an and beat on the 3rd. And then we do thumb, thumb to end it. The final measure is very similar to that beginning pickup measure. We've got that A chord stretched out with the pinky on the 5th fret. Oh, we did that one earlier in the song, didn't we? 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 3. 5, 1, 4, 3. And then it's a 5, 1, 4. That's it. Yeah, and remember to move that pinky at the last minute. Right, move it there, not with the thumb. Move. It's like thumb, move. You get the idea. The last 2 measures together. 3, 4. This song is pretty darn difficult to sing and play at the same time, and I haven't really discussed that process, so I'll walk you guys through it now. But basically, you're trying to simplify things as much as possible, and only when you get good at that simple version do you build in complexity, just like with your playing. So what I do is first make sure you can sing it with the recording, right? Can you sing it with John Hurt? Are you coming in with the lyrics on time? Is your phrasing right? So maybe you're not even there yet. If you're not there yet, then forget about playing it on the guitar. So get that down. Sing it in your car a lot. Have fun. Coffee blues. Once you get good at that, just play the chords. So that's step one, and we'll do that together. We're just going to strum the chords down. We're not even going to worry about finger picking. And can you sing while doing that? So nice and slow, we're just going to strum the chords here. So it starts on that pickup. I've got to go. Wrong notes. I've got to go to Memphis, bring her back to Leland, wanna see my baby, about a loving spoon, my loving spoonful. Well, I just got to have my How did that go? It's possible I played it too slow for some people. Sometimes playing a song slow, you like ruin the, not ruin, but you kind of forget where the actual rhythm is in your head. So maybe speed it up again and just play it along with John, right? Just strum along with John, just doing the simple chords. Once you get that, the next step is to introduce the finger picking, but not all at once, right? So we're just gonna do the thumb pattern, right? Don't do anything but the thumb and see if you can sing and do that. Here we go. Here we go, finger picking. Don't worry too much. I know there's going to be some hammers with the thumb, but let's just kind of generally get the chords using our thumb. So I'm going to start with this A pickup, and then when I get to Memphis, we jump to that D chord, right? So kind of quick tempo. I've got to go to Memphis, Bring her back from Leland. Wanna see my baby by a loving spoon, my loving spoonful. Well, I just got to have my loving. I found her. That version probably sounded a bit more like the song. The next step is up to you. I can't go through all the variations, but it's do the finger picking. Maybe you're only getting a couple of those melody notes. Now, there's no exact method as to which ones to add. This is up to your preference. But just maybe add a couple notes. Or now is maybe the time where you try to add all the melody notes, but you're only doing 2 measures at a time. So whatever skill level you're at, approach it that way. Or even simplify the pattern where you're just doing like thumb and thumb, 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 thumb and thumb, thumb, thumb. So it's the same pattern, so you'd have something like this. Thumb and thumb, thumb, thumb. So you're adding one little element of melody note, and you go from there and you build it up. And if you can't do it, don't worry, because this song, the finger picking is really hard. I actually can't perform it that well, playing and singing at the same time either. I'd have to rehearse it a bunch, and I just kind of learned it for you all. So even for someone as amazing as I am, even someone who's been playing a long time, it's hard. It's John Hurt. If everyone was John Hurt, we'd all be John Hurt, and John Hurt wouldn't be John Hurt. Did that just blow your mind? But here is the entire thing, nice and slow, all the melody notes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mike's music method.